Hey everybody, I'm Wiley Jones. I'm going to give you a station tour today. You're going to get a book read to you by an actual firefighter, and you're going to see a human-sized dog walk around. To my left is my teammates. This is Lieutenant Max Cook, and of course everybody knows Sparky, right? So anyway, I'm going to give you a station tour. We're going to have some fun with it. Hopefully there's some people out there that have some very interesting questions you want to talk to us. Just post it down below. We're going to have it read to us and we'll answer the questions as best as possible. But to start off, a little bit about me. I was in the United States Air Force before I was in the fire service. I sang soprano and tenor, usually in the same concerts. My uncle is Leonard Nimoy, and some of the goals in my life is help my dad finish the time machine that we're working on, finish counting all the numbers, and to meet Joe Rogan. So anybody share similar interests out there with me, that's what we like to do.
It's very important to tell the truth.
So, and also just to let you into what we're doing is we're going to try to practice social distancing. It's a little tough to hear people talk and explain some things to fill some of the questions that you might have. So we're just going to do our best to keep separate. And so here we go. So as we walk through the station, the first place that we like to go, of course, is where? The kitchen, right? So this is our kitchen. We've got 3 refrigerators. We've got 3 pantries. So some people would ask too. It's one of the most common questions that we have is, so why 3 of each? So typically in the fire service, not necessarily for everyone, but we have 3 different shifts. We come in for 24 hours a day. We come in, particularly with Franklin, we come in at 6 a.m. and then the very next day we leave at 6 a.m. And then you've got 2 other shifts that do the same thing. So every 3rd day we come in for 24 hours. So basically we live here. So having said that, in your house and in your kitchen, what do you have? You've got a refrigerator, you've got a pantry, that sort of thing, right? So no different here. We have 3 of each. Each one is for the shift, and if you've noticed, if you come in a little bit closer, Daniel, we can show the kids. You see how there's locks on the refrigerators? Okay, so the particular thing about locks on the refrigerators, there's a precious commodity in a fire station no matter where you go in this country, and I'm sure that they'll tell you the exact same thing, that you have firefighters who practice integrity. That's the idea. All right, I got a question. So, wanted to say hello to Dash and Wyatt. I'm really glad you guys are watching. Keep up with your questions. We'll have some fun with it today. Thanks for saying hi to us. But what I was going to say about integrity, right? The thing about integrity is to what? It's to do the right thing when no one's watching. That's what integrity means. And we practice that here. I've laid witness myself of cash being dropped out of someone's wallet, a fellow firefighter, but nobody knows whose it is, and it can sit on a counter for a couple of days waiting for someone to claim it that it belongs to. Nobody's going to touch it if it's not theirs. So that's all well and good, and that's the idea of integrity. However, in a fire station, if you leave out a box of donuts, potato chips, peanut butter is a big one, you're probably never going to see it again. There is no integrity when it comes to food. So be careful. Anyway, so we've got our microwave, obviously our coffee pot. Basically, firefighters drink coffee all the time. It's a pretty typical thing. Another question. Oh, okay, so Lincoln and Tanner, hello. And I guess maybe this is your question. I appreciate your question that you're asking. The question is, why does one door not have any cards on it? So, Daniel, if you don't mind, just pan around there and we see what we're talking about. The door on the left is C shift's refrigerator, that's ours. And that's the shift that I'm on. So C shift refrigerator, obviously the one to the left, has the most friends. We're the happiest, and people want to say hello and thank us for our due diligence and our hard work. The one in the middle, they're getting there. We're breaking them out of their shell, working on communication skills, that sort of thing. And then the third one, the ones all the way to the right, they're basically vampires. Nobody likes them. They stay in a hole, and they never come out of the dark. But we're going to work on them too. We're going to make them better. So thank you for asking that question. All right, continuing on. So here on the wall, let me turn the light on. So here on the wall, basically, it's a map of the city. You got the one on the right there. It's a map of the city. The one on the left used to be our district where we would respond to. So right now, we're doing a tour of Franklin Fire Department Station 8. Okay, it's in the West Haven community off of Highway 96 on the west side of town. This is typically where we respond to. It's a big old area. One truck covers all of this, right? And of course, we have other trucks throughout the city that do the same thing in their own different districts. Any questions so far? Any more? No? All right, let's keep going. Actually, before we go out to the truck, let's go this way. So as I pass some people, I'm going to put my mask back on. And in here, in this room, it's actually one big giant room in different sections. This is kind of a lounge area. This is where we sit at the end of our hard work day, needing to rest our dogs. No offense, Sparky. We come in here and lounge in the chairs, watch TV, that kind of thing. Follow along. Daniel, come on. All right, this is the hallway. Everybody's got a hallway, I guess. If you don't, that's kind of weird. Men and women's bathrooms and locker rooms, right? So it's been said to me directly several times, oh, you have girl firefighters? Still not sure why that's even brought up in conversation, but yes, girls and boys can be firefighters. Just because you're a girl, just because you're a boy, doesn't mean that you have to or can't do a certain job. When you grow up, girls, if you're listening, you want to be a firefighter, City of Franklin has a place for you. Come on down. All right. Let's go see the fire trucks. How about that? Okay. So, big Apparatus Bay. An apparatus basically means fire trucks, okay? Now, there's several different types. We have engines, we have ladders, we have tower trucks. There are, different names. The one with L8 on the back, that one is ladder 8. That's what that stands for. It's very simple. You can see these trucks all through the city. You see E2, for instance. So E2 would mean engine 2, and it belongs at station 2. Except for not right now. We've got COVID going on, screwing everything up. You know how it is. But we've got all kinds of different trucks. We've got a bunch of them, different crews, that sort of thing. So moving right over here, what I like to point out to kids is some obvious differences between trucks, okay? This one is a ladder truck. It's called a ladder truck because why? That big thing there on the top. And what we're going to do in just a minute, we're going to have a guy named Matt. He's going to pull this truck out. He's going to turn the lights on and put the ladder up for us, demonstrate how that works. And I'll be explaining what's going on while he does it, right? So we have this truck here. Obviously, this is a firefighting vehicle. If you or anybody saw this driving around town, you would easily identify this as a fire truck, right? This fights fire. But guess what else fights fire? Daniel? This thing. It may not look like much, and it certainly looks like a lot of fun to drive. But this is an actual firefighting vehicle as well. We use this to get into tight areas in the woods, maybe trails, that sort of thing. Obviously, it's way, way smaller than the bigger truck that we had that I just showed you, the Ladder 8. But this one is much smaller. It's an ATV. We can get off the road. And it has a pump on it with water so that we can fight fire. Usually like grass fires, that sort of thing. Like a lightning strike maybe. Hits a tree. We got to get real close. It's out in the middle of a field somewhere. Who knows? This is what we use. And then what's pulling it is a pickup truck, which for the city of Franklin Fire Department, it serves a purpose. It pulls the ATV, and this is a part of our inventory that we need for the fire department. Obviously, it's not a firefighting vehicle, but we do use it in service of the citizens. Got another question?
Yep. How many female firefighters does Franklin have?
Okay, so the question is, how many female firefighters does the city of Franklin have? Can anybody take a guess? We actually have 7. Including administrative staff, right. In this station alone, we have 3 assigned, just at the station 8, 1 per shift. We have a new person. Her name is Brandy. Brandy with an I, she always points it out. But she's in medic school right now, and she'll be here later on tonight. I wish that you guys could have met her. Great personality, perfect place. She fits in great. And each shift at this station alone has a female actually assigned. All right, question number 2. What do I do in my spare time? Well, I can't tell you all of what I do. But I can tell you I like to, just kidding, I like to work out. I like to lift weights. I'm actually a grandfather. I have 2 grandchildren. So as often as I can get to play with them, hang out with them, of course, I like to do that. I also write symphonies. I've done 17 so far. 17 so far. And I used to be a stuntman in Hollywood, but that was my old
Remember what I
life.
said about telling the truth?
Right.
There's another question.
Okay. What are the red lights in the hall? Okay, so when this station was built, originally the idea was when the call would come out, the speaker that we hear, ladder 8, you have a call, it doesn't say that exactly, but the idea is that when that call would come out and we would hear it throughout the entire station, we have speakers everywhere to let us know that there's an emergency somewhere. The idea was that those lights would turn on at the same time, but it wasn't engineered that way. It was an afterthought, and it had already been wired a certain way, so they just stay on 24 hours a day. Yeah. Good question.
But we do have the ones in our rooms.
We do have ones in our room so that when the call comes out, we're dead asleep. The light comes on, it illuminates the room, and you hear the speaker come on, and it tells us where the call is. So those are connected. Do kids ever get to ride in the fire truck? We have times throughout the year where there's contests. We do fundraisers, that sort of thing. So pay attention to those in the different schools throughout the city of Franklin. That maybe you could win that contest and ride a fire truck. Or you. See, it's the magic of TV, right? Or in this case, computer screen. So I love your questions, guys. Keep them up. At this time, I'm going to bring in Matt. Actually, we got one more question. Okay, Olivia. Hello, Olivia. Olivia wants us to say hi to her.
Hey, Olivia.
You remember her?
Yes.
Very cool person. So much fun the last time you were here. Olivia, you're the best. All right, so we're going to get Matt to come in and set the truck up wherever he is. Matt, need help. Isn't it Matt is here? Adam. Somebody, if he's out there. Okay, we got a question coming in, and that's perfect. So I'm going to answer the question for you. Okay, so the question was asked. Why is one firefighter wearing white and the other one wearing blue? The different uniforms mean different things, okay? The reason that there's a white shirt, that one represents an officer for the station, okay? That person is the boss of the station. The ones wearing the dark shirts, are the firefighters and engineers, all the people that actually work in the fire station. Just kidding. But that's what that means. Okay, so who do we have? All right, so Matt isn't here today. The person that we do have is a guy named Todd. He's a great guy. He's a firefighter. He's going to do a demonstration. We're going to put the truck up, show you how it operates, okay? Hey, Todd. He's really good at this. He's been on the department for 2.5 weeks. He's really showing a lot of promise. Okay, so like I said before, this is ladder 8. This is the one assigned to Station 8 in West Haven. What you see Todd doing now is he's putting these pads out on the ground. We call them pads. You can see also the outrigger that's coming out on the side. That's what they're called, stabilizers, if you will. But they are designed to keep the truck level when we put the ladder up. So the ladder weighs a tremendous amount of weight. You don't want the truck tipping over, and that could happen sometimes. Over the years, we've gotten really good. Technology has improved to technology has gotten so much better now. Designs and that sort of thing. Everything's lightweight. A lot of aluminum in these trucks. So the ladder goes up, obviously the ladder, and he's going to demonstrate too. As you can see, if we need to be able to get somebody out of a window, something on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th floor, actually probably 4th floor, depending on how far away we are from the building. We could deploy this to do effect a rescue. Also, if you notice at the tip of the ladder, there is that pipe thing. That's actually a nozzle. It's also known as a play pipe, but that's where the water comes out in case we need to fight fire. The ladder truck in particular is perfect for making a quick deployment in and to be able to get a firefighter up to the tip of the ladder, get somebody out of a window, get somebody off of a roof, and that sort of thing. So everybody likes to see the fire trucks. Everybody enjoys those. That's the best part of the fire station, even for me. I like to see a fire truck. Who doesn't like to see a fire? Who doesn't like to be in a fire truck? I sure do. And I get to drive it. That's the best part. I'm living my dream. I invite you guys to come down to the fire station. Once we get, for what it's worth, we do have this COVID thing going on, and I'm sure even as children, you have felt the effects of there's some places that we used to be able to go and do, and we can't do it. right now we're taking a break. But we're all in this together, right? We're all going to help each other. And that's what the fire department is here for. So as a public service, please make sure that you wear your masks. Please make sure that you wash your hands. And really, really get on to the people that don't. Just kidding, don't do that. Anyway, so that's basically it. I really do appreciate your questions. You can keep them coming as we go along. But now I'm going to hand it over. We're going to go back inside to read the book. Lieutenant's going to show you the way.
He's reading, he's going to need your mic.
Gotcha.
Back in. Let's keep it somewhere fun. All right, guys, we're going to be reading the story of Sparky the Fire Dog, and you can pick this book up at the Williamson County Library this week. So the library here in Franklin will have this book. You guys just stop by and feel free to get it. Sparky's going to be hanging out with me, and looks like we have a question. Plus, I have a special little Sparky stuffed animal that I'm going to have with me as I'm reading. It says, oh, good question. Is Sparky's hat on backwards? So a lot of you guys, when we give you little fire helmets, we notice you put them on like a baseball cap. That is not actually the way that they're designed. His hat is not backwards. His hat is on correctly. The bill, the little part right here that's on the back side of the helmet, the reason that is to protect Sparky. So if Sparky kind of turns, if we're in a fire and hot coals and embers and stuff are falling on Sparky's head, this lip on the back of his helmet keeps that from those things dropping down the back of his coat. So that's what we don't want to happen, because you can imagine being in a fire and you're paying attention to what you're doing, trying to put the fire out, and then all of a sudden a big hot ember or something falls down the back of your jacket. It's going to make you kind of have to bail pretty quickly, right? So this just kind of helps that roll off there, like if you would imagine water rolling off the helmet and over and onto the back of his jacket, where the jacket protects us rather than it falling down into his clothing. All right, and maybe we'll get some more questions. You guys keep them coming. They are being monitored. So we're going to read this book, The Story of Sparky the Fire Dog. And I've got a big, huge edition. Like I said, you guys feel free to stop by and get one of these. And we'll start here, and I'll try to read it where you guys can see it. And, Sparky's falling. Sparky, would you hold our little man? Thank you. And I'll try to get this so you guys can see it well as I'm reading through it. All right. So a few years ago, a Dalmatian puppy sat outside the fence at the school. The puppy loved watching the children play games and laugh. He wanted to go inside and play with the children, but he was very shy. He spent his days running back and forth along the fence, sometimes barking, "Hello." One day, the puppy followed two children home from school. He watched them go inside their house, then he curled up under a tree to take a nap. The puppy woke up. He could smell smoke. He saw smoke and flames. The children's house was on fire. The puppy knew he needed to get help right away. He ran down the street to the fire station, barking all the way. See the smoke coming out of the house? The puppy saw the firefighters jump into the fire truck and leave. Probably a little confused at this moment, huh? He tried to run behind them, but his little legs could not keep up. He ran back to the house. The street was filled with fire trucks, hoses, and lots of people. The puppy could not find the kids. He was worried. He didn't know where those kids went. The firefighters worked very hard to put out the fire. They got back into the fire truck. Then firefighter Janet noticed the sad puppy. Can you see Sparky over here under the tree? Looks pretty sad and shaken. "Look, it's the little puppy we saw barking at the station," she said. Firefighter Janet picked up the puppy. Her arms felt safe. The puppy could not stop thinking about the kids. "Let's take him to the neighbor's house," said the firefighter. "The kids are there. Maybe he can cheer them up." She had no clue that Sparky was looking for these kids. Firefighter Janet carried the puppy to the neighbor's house. The puppy could not believe his eyes. Think he's going to be excited? Oh, yeah. What happens when you guys get home from school? The children were safe. The puppy jumped out of Firefighter Janet's arms. His tail wagged faster than ever before. The children hugged the puppy. They felt a little bit better. "Do you know who this puppy belongs to?" Firefighter Janet asked. The children did not know, but they had seen him at school. "Well, he's a hero," said Firefighter Janet. "He ran all the way to the fire station to let us know there was a fire at your house." "I guess that makes him a fire dog," said Firefighter Janet. "We should call him Sparky. That's it, Sparky the fire dog." "Sparky lived with us at the fire station," she said. "But you kids can come visit him anytime you want." Sparky was very proud of his new name. He loved his new home at the fire station. He worked hard to teach children and their families all about fire safety. And that's what we guys are here to do for you all anytime you get an opportunity. Now, obviously, unfortunately, with the COVID situation and the situations that we're in right now, we're just not having too many people at the fire hall, really no visitors at this time. But we can't help but wait and are excited when this is all over with. We welcome you guys to please come visit any fire stations around the state and especially here in the city of Franklin. We would love to have you visit. So we have some questions. So one of these is obviously I have two younger brothers and they're watching today. So one of them asked, "Max, who is your favorite brother?" So I'm going to answer that with my only sister, Michelle. How about that one? There you go, guys. And then this is says, "Say hello to Lincoln." Hey, Lincoln, how's it going? Hey, Sparky saying hello. We're saying hello from Station 8 here in Franklin.
Hey, real quick, someone asked about 24-hour shifts.
Okay. So someone asked about our 24-hour shifts. When we come in at 6 a.m. in the morning, so we leave early before the sun comes up, get here on shift. We start here at 6 in the morning. So we're here for 24 full hours, one full day, and then we'll leave it. So we get off at 6 tomorrow morning, and then a whole nother group of guys or girls and just firefighters come in and take over from us. So at 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. we work these 24-hour shifts. So we're on for 24 hours, and then we have 48 hours off is the way our schedule kind of works. And this says, when you're done reading, just say thanks for watching and goodbye. All right. Well, does anybody else have any questions before we end this? This is our first Facebook Live from the fire station. We kind of did a Zoom tour not too long ago for some scouts, but hope you guys have enjoyed this, and we wish you all the best. Please, everyone, stay safe out there. And you have another question? We're all good? All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Sparky says bye, and please run by and pick you up one of these books at our local library. Thank you.